Hey everyone. I wanted to do a little quick impromptu video of something that occurred to me in case it can be helpful to you guys to check out for yourself as well. So I want to show you these curtains. Let me get a good angle. Can you see those curtains behind me? Yeah. So the interesting story about these curtains is that they were in our home when we moved in. The previous owners had just left them there. And immediately I'm like, whoa, those are not my kinds of curtains, really. Like, don't like the color. They're just kind of old and drab looking. They got like, I think, weird buttons on them. Do they? Nope, that's on the other one. No, they do. Weird, ugly buttons. So immediately I realized that I don't like them. And in my head, my thought is like, okay, so at some point we'll change them. That's not a big deal, right? They're just curtains. So, I'd have to think about how long we've been in this house. I'm going to say at least 14 years. That might not be exactly accurate, but it's a long time to have curtains in your house that you don't like. So that brings the question of like, why are they still in your house? They're still in our house because we initially had other priorities, right, of things that we wanted to fix up or change or do. The kitchen, as many of you guys probably know, is like, if you don't like your kitchen, kitchens are like the most expensive room, period, to like have to redo. So I think in my head, my idea was like, okay, so at some point we're going to redo the kitchen. And when we redo the kitchen, I'll get new curtains, right? So it's just kind of like putting it off. Except we've never redone the kitchen because it's really expensive. And because at some point we realized like, this isn't even the house that we want to stay in. So I'm not going to pay to redo a kitchen for a house that I don't even like. But the curtains are still there. So why am I saying this? How often in our life do we notice things that we don't like and we have an intention to change them, but we're putting it off and we'll get to it later, and then at some point we still don't like them. I still don't like those curtains, but I also kind of just got used to the fact that they're there. If you ever asked me, I would still tell you that I don't like them, but we just get a little bit too comfortable with things staying exactly how they are, even though we don't like them. So this is obviously not just about curtains. You could walk around your house and find other things that you also don't like about your house. And like maybe you have a plan to fix it and change it, and maybe you don't yet. That's all great and cool. But then I also want for each of us to start looking inward a little bit too. Because that's the harder stuff. That's even harder than redoing kitchens and curtains, is figuring out what parts about myself, my old beliefs, my old patterns, what things do I not really like, but I've just gotten really accustomed to them being there. And am I putting off working on them for like some other reason, right? Reasons. And maybe we don't anymore. Maybe we at least take a first step of acknowledging them again, that they're there, acknowledging that we want them to be different. Maybe being curious in a loving way about what has stopped me, what's going on inside of me, what fearful thing is going on inside of me that has stopped me from taking steps in this area, right? because it's not like we can say things like procrastination. Oh, I just procrastinate. Procrastination is another word for avoidance. And we avoid things for a reason, to kind of protect us from something. It's just not always an effective thing to keep going and going and going with avoidance. Sorry, I have to switch hands. Holy cow. I'm also now really aware of, like, I'm also been neglecting my workouts, because otherwise holding a phone wouldn't be so hard, right? So get curious about why you have maybe been delaying taking steps on some of the things. And then seeing if there's a way to lovingly start moving forward with that. Could be hanging up new curtains, but in a bigger way might be, okay, I'm going to learn how to sit with my uncomfortable emotions. I'm going to start journaling some of my uncomfortable emotions. I'm going to start having conversation with somebody that I can trust about, deeper thoughts and feelings and stuff. So what things am I no longer willing to just tolerate? Like ugly curtains. So I wish you guys luck in your journey. And, if you want guidance or inspiration in this way, like, as always, drop a comment and we'll see if we can kind of help with that. I celebrate all of us on our journey of growing and healing and bettering, and not ignoring things like ugly curtains anymore. Okay, peace out, guys.